Hello out there, all you star riders. Thank you for tuning in to Cosmic Weather Central. It's going to be a great day for traveling through space today, so stay tuned and I'll fill you in on everything that you need to know for your morning flight through the stars, okay? Now, it looks like the cosmic background radiation is going to be very low today, so it's going to be a great day for using your shuttlecrafts to get to work. You won't have to worry about absorbing too much of that harmful radiation. The only place that the concentration levels are going to be a little bit higher would be in the 42nd quadrant, so if you're heading into that area, you might want to skip the shuttle today and just use the transporter to ensure that you don't absorb any of that radiation, It's never good to absorb too much of that, so... But anywhere outside of that quadrant, you're going to be doing really well with the radiation levels. Shouldn't be a problem at all. Grab the shuttle, enjoy the view on your way to work. Now this morning, the Reginald Comet just started its third revolution around the planet. So one thing you will want to watch for is tail debris if you're heading toward the north end of the planet. Once you get up toward the top, there could be a little bit of tail debris. Usually when it's on its third annual cycle, the tail debris gets, a little bit more unstable, and there could be some unforeseen asteroid showers, things like that. So, just going to want to be a little bit careful if you're transporting through there. Transporting or taking a shuttle, especially if you're going toward the north end of the planet, you're just going to want to be a little bit cautious. I don't think it's going to be a really big problem, but you're just going to want to use a little extra caution if you're flying toward the north end of the planet on your way out into the stars. But as long as you're careful, I don't really foresee it being too much of a problem. Make sure that those obstacle identification systems are all up to date so they can inform you and move aside if there's any large debris in your way. Now, if you're heading toward the Cortuzan Nebula, there was a several shuttle pileup there late last night. Most of that has been cleared away, but there are still a few lingering pieces, a few wings, a couple of engines floating around there. So if you're heading through there, you do just want to watch out for that a little bit. As I said, most of it has been cleared away, but just use a little extra caution flying through there if you're heading for that nebula. Don't want to end up being another shuttle in that pileup. There is a chance of some scattered solar flares on your flight home. It's not going to affect you so much if you're shuttling because, of course, your shuttle should be able to identify those and move you out of harm's way. But if you're using a transporter, you might have a little bit of an issue with that, getting the polarity right, as the solar flares have been throwing those out of whack recently. So if you're transporting, you just might want to have to adjust the polarity a little bit to make sure you get home in one piece. You don't want your fingers being left at work, Never a fun experience, so just keep that in mind on your transport home. And I would recommend staying away from the high-speed transporters today. You're definitely going to want to pick the slow-speed transporters, as there have been a few people being disintegrated in the high-speed transporters during these solar storms. So, again, there's scattered solar storms. I can't say exactly where they're going to be, so if you're using a transporter today, definitely use the slower models, not the high-speed models, as the solar storm. Now, if you're going to stay on the planet today, there have been a few reports of asteroids near the equator, but they are all rather small, just kind of, tennis ball or snowball size, so nothing too big, nothing to worry about. Just going to put a few holes in your shuttle if you get hit, Never something that's fun, but hopefully you're all insured, of course. And you'll just have to watch out for those. Again, this is all located near the equator. If you stay away from the equator, you should be fine, but if you've got business or fun plans near the equator, you're just going to want to watch out for that. Park the shuttle in a shuttle bay if possible to avoid any unforeseen asteroid holes in your shuttle. Now, the 5-day forecast is looking really good. The 3 suns are going to be in alignment over the weekend, so that's going to make for a very bright time this weekend, so it's a great time to go out and have a little bit of fun. There is a small chance of a few solar storms this weekend, but they'll be scattered and shouldn't reach more than a few parsecs, so go on out and enjoy all that brilliant sunlight from the 3 aligned suns. Doesn't happen more than, once every few months, so when it does, we have to enjoy it while it's there. And the gravitational pull from the alignment of the 3 should clear all that tail debris on the north end of the planet from the Reginald comet, as I mentioned earlier, which could be a little bit of a problem for your commute today, but by the weekend that's all going to be clear. The gravitational pull should suck that right out of there, and the comet will be widening its orbit anyway by that point, so weekend looking really, really good. Now, if you were hoping for a little bit of rain this week, there's not going to be any on our planet this week, but over on Skellen 7, they're going to get quite the deluge. The whole planet's going to be flooded for about 2 days, so if you're interested in a little bit of water time, make plans to head over there. Now, if you're interested in taking the scenic route this weekend when you go out to hang out, the Trivalent Black Hole is going to be putting on quite a show this weekend. It's just about to swallow a star, so if you get there during the early part of the morning, you'll be able to actually watch the death of the star, which is going to be a really spectacular experience as it just gets sucked right into that black hole. Be able to watch it just come apart, You don't get to see events like that too often, so when you can check one of those out, I highly recommend it. It's only about 5 light years away, so quick little jump through the shuttle and shouldn't be a problem to get some good seats. It is probably going to be packed, so I would recommend leaving early if you want, a good viewing of it. But yeah, it's going to be a really spectacular show. Great little event to take the kids to, anything like that, the whole family. It's really, really a great experience for everyone to enjoy. The colors are going to be spectacular, and if you turn on your exterior sound quantifying equipment, you can really hear the dying of the star, which is, a really amazing experience that you're just not going to find on a planet. You really got to be out there in the stars to see that, Yeah, so I definitely recommend doing that. If you're heading to the edges of the galaxy, I do have a little bit of a warning for you. Adencia, the second planet from the end, is going to be hit by an asteroid sometime, we're thinking probably this weekend. It might be into early next week, but it's definitely on a collision course with the planet, so if you had plans to go there, you may want to cancel them, or if you're hoping to go one more time, I would go as soon as possible before the weekend, because that's the earliest we see the asteroid hitting it. Again, it could be into next week, but certainly either this weekend or into next week, it is going to be hit by an asteroid, and this is a very large asteroid. This asteroid is 25 kilometers across, so it's really going to devastate the planet. I know that the king has already ordered everyone off the planet, and they've all settled on new planets because there's really nothing that they're going to do to stop this. So all the tourist attractions are closed, everyone's been evacuated, and it's probably going to be a few years before anything is up and running on that planet again, because this asteroid is definitely going to wipe out everything. So if you were planning a visit there, I would definitely hold off on that for a few years. And this weekend there will also be an eclipse, one of the famous tri-star eclipses that only happen once every 25 years. So that will not be viewable from our planet, but it will be viewable from Tellin. That's 2 planets over, in case you don't know your geography. Over on Tellin, they will have a spectacular view. Again, triple eclipse, only happens once every 25 years, and that will be on Friday. So just before the suns align over the weekend, you'll be able to see that tri-star eclipse. Highly recommend that. The only thing that you're going to want to watch out for is there is some strong solar wind surrounding that planet this week. So if you're shuttling in, you're just going to want to account for that when you start the landing cycle. Otherwise, you're going to get blown off course and you might end up impacting the planet and exploding. So just make sure that you account for that extra solar wind when you're shuttling in, and find yourself a good spot and view that tri-star eclipse. So again, looks like there's going to be lots to do on the weekend. A lot of great cosmic events happening to take in with the family or just on your own if you're looking to make a little solo trip somewhere. Lots of options. And again, today for your morning shuttle or transporter trips, everything's looking pretty good with, just a few little problems here and there like I mentioned, but for the most part it's a great day for space travel. I will see you again tomorrow morning here on Cosmic Weather Central. Please have a safe journey to work.